Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful families and single people and couples and whoever in between who are out there looking to do something new with your life. Grow a garden or raise some chickens, you can have it. Or start a business or join a church or be in a group. I don't know, anything. Like, the possibilities are endless. But today I just wanted to come on and show you the next steps to my spring prep garden. I know I've had quite a few videos out there showing you sort of like the step-by-step growth in my seedlings and plants and what I do to go to the next level before I put them in the ground. This is Stephanie Lello, and you're watching Lello Acres. Thank you for coming along. I think you're all amazing, and I think it's fantastic that you guys are trying something new for your family or your life. And I love seeing all these people out here just starting to like create and be innovative and inspired and get out of the whole 9-to-5 working for the big guy. I think that's just awesome. So I applaud you. Anyway, I wanted to let you know, I actually wasn't gonna come on, but I thought, hey, why not show, what you're doing now and how I'm trying to take the next step to getting closer to planting in ground. It's really warm today, just like last week. It's pretty fun. What I have here is some of my plants and seedlings. The last video I showed you were transplanted from their small space into the next step up size container. And I believe the last video I showed you, I had different sizes. This is my second size up. And now most of these plants are getting rather large. They're definitely getting some length to their root system. They're strong, they're a beautiful color, and I'm not feeling as fearful to transplant them as I was in the very beginning, because I know that they've got some growth to them and I can handle them a little bit differently. So what I have here is squash. I did put 2 already inside some bigger pots, and I was just about to plant another one. And I thought, hey, let's kind of hop on here and just let everyone take a peek. If you're choosing to go this direction, whether you're south and you're a little bit ahead of the game, or you're up north and you're starting your seedlings now, or out west where it's cold with some grow lights or what have you, I think it's all fantastic. However you do it, just do it and you're going to be amazed. I promise you. It's so fun, especially when you can go out to your garden or your planter boxes or whatever you choose to use and harvest your first produce. It's amazing. And then when you get to eat it raw, pick it right off the vine or cook it, it pales in comparison to the grocery store. I promise you. And you get more nutrients too. Okay, sorry, I digress. All right, so just to give you a little feedback from the first step that I took, I did decide to go to the 3rd stage container that I have. I guess there were 2 reasons. One, because I felt like the plants were becoming very strong and beautiful. The color's great. The stems are getting a great straight length to them. When I pulled them out, the roots are plump and nice white color. They're doing really, really well. Also, my second reason was I have some other seedlings. I'll take you over here and show you real quick. If you remember from last week, that were still on the smaller side, but weren't quite ready to, they're growing, but they weren't quite ready to be transplanted into these smaller pots. And so now that they're getting longer and stronger, I'm starting to feel like I need to get them moved, especially some up here. These are a lot of my lettuces, and they're starting to topple over, which means they need to spread their roots out. Also down here, I've got a couple that I did have a stick in here to hold it up, but I've been kind of moving them to help some of the others that were struggling into their growth stage. And so this one's rather longer than the others, so I believe he needs to come out and go into a bigger pot deeper into the soil where he can continue to grow up and strengthen. And so, yeah, 2 reasons. They're outgrowing their pots. They need space. This one's gorgeous. Look at how, I don't know if you can see how thick and strong that is. So I'll probably end up moving that one as well. Maybe all of these. And also I need to get these little guys into the next size up so that they can start to strengthen and grow and get stronger too. And so I'm gonna show you how I did that and a few reasons why I do things the way I do. I don't have mine. The boy is asking me why are we not throwing out our food scraps? We compost, right? We compost. We take our banana peels, our carrot peels, and I mean, honestly, everything. We compost it. And if it's something that I don't want to put in my dirt compost, like meat or cooked foods, please don't shout. Use your manners. Roman, real life here. I give that to my chickens. Yes, my chickens eat everything and they love it. And they're giving me beautiful, colorful eggs, and I can't be happier. Look at this. This was just today. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. One of them cracked. Tell them one of our eggs cracked, so we gave it back to the chickens to eat. Gorgeous colors.
Some of them cracked, so we gave them to the chickens.
Exactly.
Yeah, the blue one cracked.
It did. And this is why we have chickens, because we have beautiful eggs, beautiful children that we need to feed. All right, moving on. Okay, so you like seltzer like your mom again. So I'm going to show you over this pot what I did, the first step I took. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Are those wax beans or no? These are wax beans. That was Seminole pumpkin. All right, I'm going to take this one here. This is Long Island cheese. It's called Long Island cheese squash, and supposedly it's amazing and sweet and delicious. So we wanted to give it a try. All right, so what I did was over my bucket here where I have all my dirt that I had made for my first video or second video, because I think I'm on my 4th now, maybe 3rd or 4th, where I made my soil blocks. I had about 1/3 of that mix left because I haven't planted any new seeds yet. And so what I've been doing is I've been keeping it because there's a lot of nutrients in there. There's bone meal and peat moss and compost and blood meal and all kinds of good stuff. So I've been adding peat moss to it because it does get a little, I want to say like clumpy kind of. And so I still needed to have a looser texture to it. So I've been adding peat moss, a little more of the bone meal, a little more perlite, blood meal, and green lime. And so I haven't measured them out. I'm being totally transparent with you. I've just been shaking it very lightly, not going too heavy because I don't want to like over fertilize and then burn my seedlings, but just enough to aerate the original dirt that was there. And now I did put some water in there to really get it moist and wetten it up here. You know, let me just show you. And so it looks like this. And I had a bunch of pots that I found in my backyard that just had old dirt in it from last season. And so I took those and I emptied those out and put those in there too, because even though it was a little dry, I could tell there was still perlite in there. I could tell there was peat moss. It's okay, it's okay. And so I don't like to waste dirt. There's no reason, especially if it's good, black, dark, rich dirt. I know there's nutrients in there. And I can always amend it if it needs any. So with that being said, my point there, I take the original plant that I'm transplanting and I put it between my fingers and I tip it over, okay? And I was doing this over the bucket, okay? And I don't know if I can move you because I didn't bring my, I'm sorry guys, I did not bring my stick out. And what I was doing was I was shaking off very carefully. Look here. Ah, sorry. The excess dirt, just lightly, not taking too much off, okay? And placing that aside, like this, okay? Lay that down right there, okay? And then I was going in, giving it a quick stir, real quick, and I'm gonna show you. I put about halfway. Can you see that? Here. Halfway, so it's about here. That's where the dirt is. Halfway full. And then you gently pick up the plant here. Nice, beautiful roots. Make sure the dirt's flat. I don't create a hole. I don't push them down. What I did was I just kind of gently laid them on top of each other. And the seedling, some of the dirt there kind of stayed in a chunk in the center. That's from the original soil block. I leave that. I don't mess with that. I place that right in the center. And then what I did is I had this, where is it? I was using this little rake here. I'm gonna do it real quick. And I scoop up some of the dirt, like this, see? And I just start placing it on top. And I do it very carefully, holding my plant, you know, so that I don't harm it. And didn't fill it all the way to the top. I'll show you. I don't fill it all the way to the top. I probably leave about, I don't know, a half an inch from the top. One, to reserve some of my dirt, and also I just don't want it to be too tight and too hard on the roots. I want there to be some space. I want them to be able to breathe and move about, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna stretch out. And so I gently just took the backside of this smaller rake and pressed it down. Just like that. And it looks like that. Now, this one's a little bit longer, so I probably could have planted it down a little bit deeper. But if I wanted to perk up a little bit, I can either add a little more dirt. It's not gonna hurt it as long as I don't pack it in. Or I could take, I have some old wood pieces that my husband had. They have little like V's cut out the top. I don't remember what project he used them for. And I was using them, I was putting the stem in between the V, like this. And then I put the stick inside and hold it up like that. That was when they were a little bit smaller, so I'm not too concerned with this one. So, hey, don't climb on his head, please. You can see that. And I just spread this out a little bit more, if need be, just to give it a little more stability, I guess. See, gentle. I'm not really like jamming in or pushing hard. And there you go. Okay. And now this one's gonna probably double in size again. Technically, I could, by the time the plant is about 6 inches tall or taller, I could put it in the ground. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna continue to let it grow. In fact, if it gets too big for this pot here, I have some even bigger pots. So I can go up to, I'll show you. I can go up to this size next. See, it's got a bigger circumference, so the roots can continue to spread out, and I can put it deeper down so the stem can shoot up. So I could go to this next size if by the 1st of March we get a freeze and I'm concerned about putting them in the ground. I could do that just for security. You know, I don't want to take a chance and put something in the ground too soon and lose my plants, because I've done that before, and that makes me sad. So yeah, that's it, guys. Like, that's super simple. Takes a little bit of time if you have a lot like I do, moving, transplanting. I do go in, and then once I've planted them, I will go in with my water bottle like I showed you last time. I spritz them. It's over here. and I just go the dirt around. I don't know if you can see here, sorry. I do the dirt around the stem, and I get it real saturated. I probably could use a watering can, but I don't want to overwater and then the dirt starts to break apart. So I just do that. That's it. And I'll put it back out in the sun. We bring the, you know, they close up for the night so that I don't get birds or other wild animals trying to eat my leaves. And then I will come out, and it's usually about this time. Well, I come out in the morning to do my workout, and I'll check them if they look a little too dry. I will give them a very light spritz. And then by the mid-afternoon, where it's had all day sun, that's when I'll give them a good soak. And they just perk right up if they're a little, you know, sleepy looking from the sun. But I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to overwater them. And I definitely don't want to underwater them. Like these ones, they're starting to look a little dry. They're not. I stick my finger in. It has some moist, a little bit. So I know they're okay. But if it starts to get real dry on top, almost where the dirt like breaks apart like that, they're ready. They need a drink. So, yeah, that's it. Super simple. I'll continue to keep posting. Even though there's only one of you out there that likes it and is curious and interested in learning the next stages. And then pretty soon the next video will be, we finally have a tractor and we have a gorilla cart. So we're gonna be moving a ton of mulch, a ton, wait till you see these piles of mulch. And we're going to be moving some of the mulch into pathways between our raised beds, and we're also going to be putting some more of that mulch into a brand new, this is our 4th raised floor ground bed, huge. We have some mulch there now. We're going to keep adding more, and we're going to start letting that decompose and turn that into some compost and really working that in. We probably won't plant in there for at least a year so that it can really break down. And I think we're going to put our chickens in there and create a fence around it so they can really start working that area. Chickens are great for gardens. Between eating the bugs, the bad bugs, and pooping back in and bringing fertilizers and doing all sorts of amazing things, scratching it up, chickens are amazing. I definitely recommend gardens and chickens. If you could start with anything, those two things are amazing. And if you're in a small space or an HOA, you know, obviously check the requirements of what you could have and what you can do. And even if you can only have 2 chickens, 2 hens, obviously not roosters if you're in an HOA, it is so worth it. It is amazing to get your own eggs. And, you know, as they get older, you can process them and have your own meat birds. And there's just something very satisfying about being able to go outside and collect your own food and grow it, and, you know, starting from seeds and cultivating the ground, and just like knowing your sweat, you know, did that. Your work was worth it. In your health and for your family, and you can teach your kids while you go along. These are, in my opinion, these are skills that are far greater than some of the skills that are out there. Some of these big certificates and degrees and other things that people are getting to do that are not going to be beneficial one day. They're just not. So, yeah. Happy planting. I love you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye.